Day 8, RFS Fluilinks Advent Calendar. Today's question is, which story, John R. Holler asks this, which Doctor Who story is the hardest to explain to someone who's never seen it?
Ghostlight.
Ghostlight. Oh,
Ghostlight's
yeah.
too
I've seen
easy.
Ghostlight and you can't explain it to me.
Ghostlight's too easy of an answer. I say we take that one off the table.
No.
It's too easy to answer because it's correct. But,
Yes.
You could
you're
I mean,
right.
it's easy, actually, quite easy. It's like a census taker lands in a house, complains that people are wrecking his data, and then it ends.
Here's my explanation. I fell asleep.
I almost did, actually. Hardest to explain. Wow.
Well, like a lot of Moffat stuff because it's overly complicated, which is fun if you know what's going on, but if you don't, like trying to explain the Big Bang to somebody, or even trying to explain Let's Kill Hitler, for instance, because that's just a whole bunch of in-joke nonsense that depends on a bunch of other stuff that happened before that season. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's Day of the Doctor would be actually really tough to explain.
Very tough to explain Day of the Doctor. You know, imagine that's being like someone's first episode. I find it fascinating that so many people remember the Five Doctors as their first story. And like ever, like people will think, "Oh, what's this Doctor Who?" Hey,
but it's a little
thing.
more straightforward. You know what I mean?
Is
like,
it
you got
though?
This guy with his
Is it
chessboard.
though?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff for the fans, but it's not that
Tons of
terrible
stuff
an
for the
intro to all the
fans.
different Doctors.
Whereas, I don't know.
I disagree because Five Doctors, like, yeah, seeing it early on. I know when I first saw it, I had no concept of Troughton and Pertwee for sure. Maybe Hartnell as well. Can't quite remember. But I had no idea who these earlier Doctors were.
Yeah.
All the associations about, why the second Doctor was paired with a Yeti, or how Sarah Jane came to have canine, or all these things all these things that just are there.
But Day of the Doctor
get
pulls
featured.
on a zillion strands of mythology, old and new, and introduces a Doctor that was never there before, and it just. In this, maybe I'm wrong because I can't tell you what it's like to watch this cold, but I certainly didn't hurt that I'd seen 30 odd years of Doctor Who up to that point.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? The celebratory episodes are the toughest ones to recommend, or at least to explain.
Listen wouldn't make any damn sense to somebody who's never seen the show.
That's true.
Like, it hinges on something that doesn't make it. Let's say you've never seen Doctor Who before and you watch Listen. Everything up to that point kind of makes sense. Then you're in a bar and you're like, what's the big deal? Who cares? Mm-hmm. like, honestly.
Heaven Sent. How about that one? Is that a tough one?
No, I think you get away with that because it's all very self-contained until the very end.
Yeah. Like explaining
so if you've only
it to
ever
someone,
seen that, it's a great intro to Peter Capaldi's Doctor.
Actually is.
Like, it runs the gamut of all his like characters. So actually, I think it's the exact opposite. Like, it seems like it should be, but it really isn't. It's kind of a perfect encapsulation.
Mm-hmm. I bet you try explaining like Attack of the Cybermen. Basically, it's a story that first off, let me explain this first story from 1966 that you also haven't seen because it doesn't exist fully, and then also this one from 67 which doesn't exist at all. Before I tell you about this one, I think Attack of the Cybermen just feels like what,
and they're trying to redo history.
Yeah,
so it's basically Day of the Doctor done poorly.
Yeah,
the one from 1968 that mostly exists, featuring this character from last season. Last Doctor 4 stories ago that the Doctor never actually met, but is still known to him, and
and also some new creatures that you've never heard of called the Crinoids, and Lytton, who
that's I was just talking about Lytton.
Yeah. Try to explain it. Try to not only, Attack the Cybermen is so difficult to explain. You can't even name who the writer is because no one even really knows.
It's because nobody will admit to it.
No one will.
I can barely explain Kinda, and I've seen it numerous times.
That's a good one too. Ooh, Kinda.
Kinda snake dance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Huh. Well, this is why we don't make Doctor Who. We just watch it because we don't have to explain it.